Hello, you guys. Welcome. I'm Melissa. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is officially 2025 in the new year. And what better way to start off the new year with my wish list for the year? I was actually running through them this morning and I don't have a lot on my wish list. I do kind of want to take a step back this year and not bring so many new plants into my collection. I did add quite a bit last year, and a lot of those were wish list plants that I checked off, and I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, this year I just want to focus on the plants that I'm currently growing, maybe downsize a few, and just propagate with what I currently have. So that is the goal for this year. With the plants that I have here on my wish list, I don't think I'm going to be getting many this year. I'll be lucky to get maybe one or two, and I'll be happy with that. But yeah, we have a short list, so we'll kind of run through them and just see kind of maybe what I'm interested in possibly getting. The number one plant that's always on my wish list is a Monstera because I love them so much. And I was so grateful to cross a Monstera Mint Noid down here. And I love it so much. I got this one, I think back in the end of summer, and it's just been a dream plant. I've always wanted the Monstera Mint, and a Monstera Mint is on my wish list this year. I do have a tissue culture mint, and it's been on quite a bit of a journey with me. I've talked about this recently. I actually potted up all the propagations, and then the bottom cut is what I'm most hopeful for, because if this bottom cut, if I can get it to grow into a full mint, then I'll have my full mint wish list plant. The first leaf was very tiny, and then that was I would consider this the first leaf, and then it is working on a new little growth point here. I actually recently put this plant into semi-hydro because it was propagating, and my Monstera Mint Noid is in pon and I love it, and then I have a big elbow in pon and it loves it, so that's why I chose semi-hydro for this guy. So I'm going to be really excited to see what it does this year. I think this one is going to be one in my collection that I'm going to be super excited to see what happens. So if I come across a full mint, I don't think I would buy it until I know what this guy is going to do, because yeah, I don't want to spend money and get one if this one is going to grow into a full mint. So we will see what happens, but yeah, I'm crossing my fingers for this guy for this year. So that is the only Monstera on my wish list. Again, I would love to have some other variegated varieties, but yeah, not anytime soon. And next up, we are going to go through some Alocasia. I do have several Alocasia. I have 3 that are on my wish list. One of these Alocasias is still on my wish list. It is the Alocasia Pink Variegated Capria. It has to be the pink with the beautiful variegation. It's a dream Alocasia for me. And I did get lucky enough to purchase a tiny pink mint, but it is not the same, and mine is not. Mine is still very tiny. It's a very tiny plug, and the leaves aren't very promising for some variegation, so I'm a little iffy on how that one's going to do this year. But I have a regular Capria as well that's been with me for quite some time. It is rather a pretty big specimen. It's on the cabinet above me, and I love it. I love the original leaves, the coloring, the shimmering and stuff on the front. I think the original OG will always be a favorite Alocasia of mine. But I am a sucker for variegated plants, and I love the pink especially. It's really pretty. So I am hopeful one day that it will be in my collection, but yeah, I don't see that one coming into my collection this year, but I can dream because it is beautiful and I love it so much. The next Alocasia on my wish list is an Alocasia Chantrieri. Is that how you pronounce it? But it's the pink variegated one. And I've never owned this Alocasia before. I don't have the regular green version. And I was considering putting this one on my wish list last year, and I don't think I did, but I actually really like it, and I love the overall shape of it. I think the rippling, the edges of the leaf shape is so beautiful, and of course it's another pink variegated Alocasia. I like the chunks of variegation, although I love just all over variegated plants. There's just certain variegation that I like a little bit more, and this plant has that. I just love the big like sectoral variegation. I think it's beautiful. So yeah, it's definitely one that I would want to own one day. I don't think it's gonna happen this year, but if the chance came along and I happened to get it, I know I would be in love with it. It's definitely very beautiful, and yeah, we'll see. I think it's one that I'm gonna get eventually, but yeah, I don't think I'm really going to purchase it anytime soon. The last alocasia that is on my wish list is actually going to go back on my wish list. It was on my wish list for 2024 and I did knock it off this year. I didn't tell you guys about this one. It was probably purchased a couple months ago, and it's a Variegated Maharani. And you guys, this alocasia has everything in an alocasia. I love the pink, but I also love the white and the gray tones. I love, love, love Maharani. I have a regular one and I love it. I just love the texture, the color. I did take a chance and I purchased a corm on Etsy. And that's one of the reasons why I think I'm going to stop buying corms, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And so my little corm is right here, and unfortunately it's coming all white. I saw the leaf sprout and I'm like, oh no. I'm hopeful though, like I'm not knocking it out completely, but with my experience with all the variegated fried eggs and stuff that I've grown out, when they push white, the chances are that it's going to continue to push white. So I don't know. I was really upset because I was so excited about this corm. This is going to be an alocasia that I will get to my collection because I have to have it. It is just a dream alocasia, and I love the silvery tones and the albo leaves. It is beautiful. The mother plant of this one was gorgeous. Just, I fell in love immediately, and I'm like, I'm going to be willing to take the chance. I know it happens, and again, I'm not crossing this off as like a dead plant. I'm gonna remain hopeful that the next leaf is gonna have some green. But I'm excited. If it does grow, I'll be very excited. But if it doesn't, I will probably get one at some point. Again, it doesn't have to be this year, but it's one that I definitely want in my collection. So we'll see what happens with this little guy. Hopefully the next leaf comes in with some color. But a very beautiful alocasia. All right, the next plant genus is going to be Anthurium. And I only have one on my wish list right now because although I love Anthurium and I had purchased Anthurium like in the early days of my plant journey, I would say they weren't my favorite plant genus, or it wasn't. And then probably like more so towards the end of this year or end of 2024, I got more into Anthurium. And I have a ton of baby like seedlings and small Anthurium to grow out. So I still consider myself like new to the Anthurium world, and I'm sure there'll be more Anthurium that I'll want eventually. And this one I didn't even know about until I was browsing in December last month, and I saw this Anthurium and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And I think it would be such a beautiful like one to own. So this one's kinda, well, I shouldn't say kinda, it is in the works of me getting for this year. I don't have it yet, but hopefully by the end of the month I will. It is an Anthurium spider, I think is the name, a red spider. So I'll put a picture on the screen of what it looks like. I don't know, I just really liked the veining and the red center, and it's unique. I don't know, I just fell in love with it like as soon as I saw it. I feel like that doesn't happen very often where I'll see a plant and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Yeah, it is getting imported though, so I'm hopeful that it will come in pretty good conditions, but we'll see when it gets here. I purchased it, I think in November. Was it November? Or no, it was the beginning of December is when I made the purchase, when I was browsing for it. I was curious on what the pricing was or if it was even available. I think I came across someone selling like pre-orders on Etsy, but I was a little weary, so I went with somebody that I hadn't purchased from, but I had received plants from earlier this year, so I felt a little bit more comfortable ordering through them. I technically bought this plant last year, so I'm not considering it like a new plant purchase for this year. It's just taking a little bit to come in. So yeah, I'll share though when it gets here. I'll do like an unboxing because I'm excited for it. And yeah, that'll make several new Anthuriums for me lately. So again, like I said, I plan on slowing way down this year. So unless there's an Anthurium that I really, really want, then I'll consider getting it or putting it on like a wish list. But yeah, that's the only one for right now that I'm interested in. The next plant genus is going to be philodendron, and there's only one on my wish list, and it's actually kind of like a repeat plant because I will be on the hunt this year for a highly variegated specimen, and we'll see. I'm still kind of on the fence about this one. I do have one already. It's a philodendron micans variegated. I know there's like the aria, and then there's also the pink variegated, which I think I would be more inclined to get a pink one, but I don't know if those are more inclined to revert or not, like the aria. I actually recently, mine's in the window, chopped my aria back, and I'm hopeful that it's going to promote some more variegation. It activated 4 growth points, so I am curious what it's going to do. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm like if I would be wasting energy and time and money into finding one that's just going to revert. Because I thought my specimen was pretty variegated when I initially bought it, so I don't know. I'm going to be on the lookout for it, but again, I don't know if I'm going to purchase it, or maybe I'll just change my mind and I won't be interested in it anymore. But I do think they're a beautiful plant. I've always loved philodendron micans, and I've always wanted like a really beautiful variegated one. So we'll see. I'm going to keep my eye out for it, and we'll see what I can come across. But yeah, I just think it's beautiful. The last 2 plants on my wish list for this year, both of them are Hoya plants. And I kind of found them more so towards the middle to end of last year. So they were on my wish list for 2024, but I put them on my wish list for this year. I don't know if I would get them this year, but I will be on the lookout to see kind of what's available and if it's one that I would consider getting, not only like for my personal collection, but one that I feel like one of these, I feel like I have seen a lot of people say it's on their wish list too. So I feel like it would be a good plant to propagate like down the road. So and I'm probably going to butcher the names of both of these. Okay, Hoya crassiopetalata variegated. I don't know if I said that right, but it is beautiful, you guys. It is such a beautiful Hoya. It's the leaves for me. I just think the leaves are stunning. It has beautiful variegation. I love like the minty tones, and it also has some darker green and lighter green tones. I don't even know what the blooms look like on this one. If I can find it, I'll put an image, but if I can't really find the blooms, I don't really care too much. I just love the foliage. I either buy them for the foliage, which I do most of the time, or for the blooms. I feel like I usually buy them for what the leaves look like. And it is a gorgeous Hoya. It's so pretty. I might be tempted to get that one this year, you guys. I really am. And the second Hoya is going to be Hoya nabawaniensis variegated. I don't know if I said that right either. Those are some hard names to pronounce. And this one I just think is beautiful with the foliage as well. Again, I don't know what the flower looks like on this one. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. But again, I just think it's such a pretty Hoya. I love the leaves and everything. Oh, it is so pretty. I'm looking at photos on my phone. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. I just think it's a stunning Hoya. I like the bit of pink in there too. And I just love the variegation. It's kind of more like an inner variegation, and it has like a darker rim. It's so pretty. So again, I don't know if I would get that one or the other one. I haven't looked for either of these in a little bit. I have found one on Etsy, but it was a little up there in price, so I'm not like ready to pull the trigger on that Hoya. I feel like I want to be more mindful with purchases as well. Like I want to know more about them, like how like easy they are to grow, or do they grow slow, fast? Are they more, I don't know. I just want to do more research before I make more expensive purchases, if that makes sense. But I would love to have these two just based on the leaves one day in my collection. So yeah, not a lot on my wish list. That wraps up my plants for the year. And again, like I said, I don't really know about the Micans, the variegated specimen. I don't know if that's even going to be worth it. But we'll see. I will be on the lookout. Maybe I'll come across one and get lucky. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'm so grateful for all the plants that I brought into my collection this past year. I knocked so many plants off my wish list. It was crazy. And yeah, I'm just excited to focus more on my own collection, kind of decluttering a bit and maybe downsizing just a little. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to all that for this year. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you again very soon. Oh my gosh, I had no idea Chai got up in the window. Do you see his tail right there? He scared me. He must want the sunshine. Chai, did you get in the window? Chai. I haven't filmed in over a week. I'm a little anxious. I feel like I need this to go higher because I'm hunched down a little bit. I am tall. Let's see. Okay, that's better. My hair already looks fuzzy. This crazy humidity in here. It's humid today. The cats are a distraction. We got two licking each other right in front of me. Chai snuck up in the window. They're so cute. No fighting, you guys. Hoya, Crassia petiolata. Crassia peti. So it's Hoya nabawaniensis. 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 It's so white. And look at that tiny white leaf. Right? How could you grow all white? What are you thinking? It's so sad. No. It's got the tiniest blip of green. Do you see it? It's so tiny. I wouldn't even call that green. It's like a speck. Wish it some good growing juju for this year.